Well, good afternoon, everyone. I want to use today's devotional time to serve as an introduction to the new sermon series we will begin on Sunday. I've been thinking a lot about my role as pastor, and especially in these difficult times. And the passion of my heart and the thing that you need the most is Jesus. And I want to point you to Jesus in this new series in some fresh ways. I want you to become in this time obsessed with Jesus, that you may love him with all your heart, that you may trust him with all of your life, that you may pick up your cross and follow him more and more and understand what that means. You know, my favorite of the Gospels is the Gospel of John. A while back, maybe a little over a year ago, we actually did a sermon series covering the 7 signs or 7 miracles that Jesus performed in the book of John, and really enjoyed that. In this new series, I'm going to be going back through the book of John, and there are 7 statements that Jesus makes in the book of John that uniquely describe or give a picture of the different ways that he comes to us as our Savior. They are referred to often as the 7 I am statements. In fact, let me read those to you right now. In John 6:35, Jesus says, I am the bread of life. Let me read that for you. Then Jesus declared, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me will never go hungry, and he who believes in me will never be thirsty. A few verses later, in verse 47, he picks it up and he says, I tell you the truth, he who believes has everlasting life. I am the bread of life. Your forefathers ate manna in the desert, yet they died. But here is the bread that comes down from heaven, which a man may eat and not die. I am the living bread that came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. This bread is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. A little bit later, in John 8:12, Jesus spoke again to the people and he said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. A couple chapters later in John 10, starting in verse 7, therefore Jesus said again, I tell you the truth, I am the gate for the sheep. All whoever came before me were thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not listen to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. He will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I come that they may have life and have it to the full. Yeah. That passage is followed immediately by the next one, John 10:11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know him, and I lay down my life for the sheep. In chapter 11, Jesus says in verse 25, Jesus responds and says, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even though he dies, and whoever lives and believes in me will never die. John 14:6, Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And then finally, the 7th I am statement is in John 15, and I'll read verse 5. I am the true vine. You are the branches. If a man remains in me and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Friends, all 7 of these are unique invitations of Jesus to come to him and experience him in the life that he came to give and the dynamic kingdom life that he is and that he offers. So we're going to begin this Sunday, and I want to encourage you maybe to even go back in preparation and begin to study these I am statements. So have a great weekend, and we will look forward to seeing you Sunday morning. Blessings.